profession, you could still get judged.
I'm sure you felt like judged.
Oh yeah. He went so far as to say that people with tattoos, they generally like reek of criminality and
What?
things like that. Yeah.
So many judgers. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Tina, and on my channel you'll find videos about everything law and lifestyle. So today we're talking about something a bit out of the ordinary, especially considering not just our conservative Philippine society, but also the pretty traditional nature of the legal profession. I got this video idea from you guys actually because quite a number of you have asked it in a bunch of my different videos. Can lawyers or law students have tattoos? And if it is allowed, is it perfectly fine? Or is it somehow looked down on? If you'd like to find out the answer, then just keep on watching. Okay, so are tattoos allowed when you're a law student? What about when you're a lawyer? I already have a video up on how to become a lawyer wherein I talk about the requirements and the procedure for becoming a lawyer. It's the most basic video that you should watch if you're intending to become a lawyer. I will leave a link to it down below. Now, nowhere in that video did I mention that one of the requirements for becoming a lawyer is clean, untainted, unmarked, untattooed, unblemished skin. Nowhere is it stated in the Constitution or in Rule 138 of the Rules of Court or in any Supreme Court issuance or any legal and regulatory issuance for that matter that law students or lawyers cannot have tattoos. Tattoos are not just marks on your skin. They're actually an exercise of your right to freedom of expression and freedom of speech, and hence are protected under Article 3 or the Bill of Rights of the Constitution. So the clear answer is yes. Lawyers and law students absolutely can have tattoos. We come to the next question. How are law students or lawyers with tattoos treated? Are they judged or hindi naman? Well, the answer to this really depends on how visible the tattoo is. If it's not visible when you're wearing your office clothes, or if it's very small that it's barely noticeable, like for example if it's on your collarbone or if it's on your wrist, then it's really not much of a problem. It's very subtle It doesn't draw a lot of attention. But what about if your tattoo is very big? Let's say a sleeve tattoo that goes all the way down to your wrist, or a chest tattoo that starts here and then wraps up all the way around your neck. Now that's where it gets tricky. Personally, I would never judge anyone just because they had an arm full or a back full or a chest full or a body full of tattoos. How many tattoos a lawyer has or does not have for that matter has absolutely nothing to do with his or her competence as a lawyer. It's completely irrelevant. I think all lawyers are on equal footing because all lawyers pass the bar exam. Doesn't matter if they have tattoos or not. It's crazy. However, here in the Philippines, we live in a relatively conservative society. Maraming judger dito, in short. So it should come as no surprise that the more you deviate from the norms of the majority, then the more people here will judge you. There still are people, severely misinformed and narrow-minded people of course, who view tattoos as dirty or as a badge of criminal dealings. Or they think of the people who have them as rebellious or shady or papansin or dangerous or even violent. May mga tao na epal talaga na ganon. Now, when you're a lawyer, whether you work in a law firm, in a corporation, in government, even if you're a solo practitioner or wherever else, you will encounter so many people in your day-to-day job and in your daily work life. First, obviously, to get hired as a lawyer. Then you'll have your job interviews wherein you'll be facing a panel of lawyers. Or if you're lucky, just one lawyer. You will meet potential clients and actual clients. You will interview witnesses who could be anyone from doctors to policemen to anyone, really. You will go to government agencies and apply for whatever document it is that you need. You will meet government officials and have meetings with them. You'll meet CEOs and other high-ranking officials of companies. You'll have meetings with your opposing counsel. Opposing counsel just means the other party's lawyer, so yung kalaban mo in short. You will appear in court before a judge. You will speak with the clerk of court and the staff of that court for various things related to your case. So you see, in those day-to-day work dealings as a lawyer, whether you like it or not, you will encounter so many people. And each of those persons could judge you for having big or visible tattoos. Like I said, ang daming ang judgers dito, di ba? Lawyers, clients, government officials, CEOs, all of those people that I mentioned earlier, none of them are immune from being judgmental. In other words, just because they're accomplished and successful people does not mean that they are not judgmental. Lalo na yung mga may edad na. Yung mga may edad na kasi are those who tend to have the more conservative worldviews. You could still get judged by them, just as you could get judged by the tambay on the street. So many judgers. In fact, some of those people that you encounter, like judges or other lawyers, government officials, CEOs, could be more judgmental than the average person because they expect a certain type of look from you as a lawyer. And that look, that standard in their minds, involves not having tattoos, in keeping with the dignity and the solemnity of the legal profession. What? Let's face it, wherever you go, first impressions and sometimes even how you look matters. Even some professors in law school judge law students based on how they look. And in the legal profession, it's still the same thing. You could still get judged if you are arguing a case and the judge doesn't like how you look or how you speak or doesn't like your demeanor. Could that influence the judge to be unnecessarily strict with you but super nice naman to your opposing counsel? Maybe. If you're going in for a job interview and the hiring partner or the hiring committee of the law firm does not like your tattoos, could you get turned down because of that? Definitely. Do I personally know any lawyers with tattoos? Yes, I do, but they're only very small tattoos, like on the wrist here, or around their forearm, wrapping around here, or on their back, usually dito, and sometimes on their leg, their ankle. So all of those tattoos of all of those lawyers that I know who do have tattoos are very easily coverable if they just wear a collared shirt or a long-sleeved shirt. For those with arm tattoos, like here, those would only be visible if they wore a short-sleeved shirt or a short-sleeved polo barong. The person with the biggest tattoo, who I personally know, is actually a law student, soon to graduate from Ateneo Law, and he is none other than my brother, Paulo. Oh, okay.
It's my desk look. I don't want people to judge me with a messy desk.
No, it's not messy. That's super normal for a law student, right?
Yeah.
Law students, can you... Diba?
Yeah.
Parang medyo maayos pa nga yan compared to my desk before. Yeah, maayos pa siya. Kahit yung kodal mo, ang ayos ng itsura.
Oh yeah.
Wala nga flags. Look at this kodal.
It has two.
It has 3 flags Is this a true book of a deeds lister? Like, ang ayos oh.
I just divided into the major topics. So I just divided into Simpro, Crimpro, and Epit. That's why there's only 3 flags.
So, can you have tattoos in law school? Can you have tattoos when you're a lawyer? We answered that question today, care of our special guest, Paulo.
So let's ask him what it's like being a law student with tattoos that are that visible and extensive. First, I asked him to briefly tell us how many tattoos he has and to show them to us.
So I have 7. Wait, shit. Technically, this counts as 1 eh. So I have a total of 7 tattoos. I got them done 7 different times. But this tattoo on my arm, it's basically one whole piece. But as I said, I had to get it in separate sessions.
Which ones can you show? How many can you show?
I can show it like this.
Yeah.
But I can't...
I'm never gonna dance again.
No, I don't wanna... Okay, so the ones on my arm, they go all the way up to my shoulder here from the right, and then here from inside, like that. And I also have 2 more on my chest, one on the right side of my chest here. It's pretty big, it covers my whole chest. And I have another one here, which is basically just a short Roman numeral. And one on my wrist, which is really small. My girlfriend designed this one. Yeah, so yeah.
Nice.
So
you forgot your other tattoo.
Oh shit, I forgot this one because it's so small. When I entered law school, I already had 3. The one on my outer arm, the one on my inner arm, and the one on my chest. So really, when I entered law school, the only visible tattoos I had were the ones on my upper arm.
Next, I asked him how people usually react to seeing his tattoos for the first time.
It's kind of a long question to answer. In law school, it's really important that you know, like emanate professionalism basically. Especially since Ateneo Law School is called the Ateneo Professional Schools. It's really common knowledge that tattoos, they're not really ideal things to have if you wanna look professional per se. When I usually meet new people in law school, one of the first things I'll hear is that they actually thought like I'm unapproachable or that I'm an asshole or a douchebag because of the way I look, which is, it's not just the tattoos, you know, it's because I'm bald too and things like that. That's often the impression I give people, and you know, I don't really judge them for it because, you know, I admit tattoos don't really look very professional.
I asked him if he ever felt criticized or judged or shunned in law school because of his tattoos.
I'm sure you felt like judged.
Oh yeah.
Kunwari, like by your professors
Oh,
or like by your
definitely, yeah.
peers.
I won't say
Yeah,
his name.
yeah.
Definitely yes. And there's this one particular instance that I'm probably never gonna forget for the rest of my life. It was actually here in my 4th year. One of my professors actually called out in general students who have tattoos, and he said that tattoos really do not suit members of the legal profession. He went so far as to say that, you know, people with tattoos, they generally like reek of criminality and
What?
things like that. Yeah.
What?
That's
Are you
not it.
serious?
Yeah, that's not it. Yeah, I'm not even done. Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
He even went on to say that if a lawyer with tattoos applied in his office, he would definitely reject, you know, that applicant. So yeah.
What the hell?
Yes.
Did he see your tattoos before making those comments?
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Because I was like the one reciting before that.
Oh, okay, then he obviously did. Dang!
Dick.
Don't believe those people, ha? Grabe maka-judge, ha?
Yeah.
Pero props to you, cause like, you're doing well. And like, yun siguro yung motivation mo din, no?
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to be clear though that obviously not all profs are like that. I actually have a lot of profs that didn't really mind. They never pointed it out. I never felt that they were like hostile towards me or anything like that, or that they treated me different. So yeah, that's the general rule. Profs are impartial, and then they're good professors.
They're
It's
just a few bad apples.
yeah.
Next, I asked him if he sometimes wears long-sleeved shirts in class or even when he's just out and about in law school, specifically to hide his tattoos.
Yeah, the answer is definitely though.
Definitely.
Yeah. As I said earlier, when I came into law school, the first tattoos I had were here in my upper arm, so it was easy to hide, even if I had short sleeves. So when I was called by a professor, what I would do is I would just stand with my arms behind my back, and if you do that, it's not really that visible that I have tattoos. But once I got the ones in my forearm, yeah, I definitely started wearing long sleeves more, and actually started wearing long sleeve barongs, long sleeve polos, things like that. Especially when it was like the first day of school, to see if I could like gauge the professor, see how, you know, how important it is to the students if they dress accordingly, things like that.
What about your legal subject? What do you call it? Clinical legal education?
Oh shit, yeah.
Because there you meet clients, right?
Yeah.
You attend hearings, you go to court, you draft pleadings. Just basically do stuff that a normal lawyer would do, except under the supervision of your supervising lawyer in CLED. So when you meet clients or you're on duty at the desk, do you wear long sleeves?
So for my CLED class, we essentially do things that a lawyer would do, except we do it under the direct supervision of a supervising lawyer. I remember when CLED class started, I knew beforehand obviously that I would have to make appearances in court and I would have to talk to clients. And as early as then, I already foresaw that it might be a problem, my tattoos. I could only imagine what it would be like to go to court in a short sleeve barong and for everyone to see, especially the judge, with tattoos as audacious as this. So whenever I have to go to court, I will make it a point to wear a long sleeve barong. On the other hand, when I just go out to meet with clients, interview clients, things like that, I just wear a regular polo.
Next, I asked him if he knows any other law students or lawyers with visible tattoos.
I know people in law school who have visible tattoos, but they're relatively small and they're easy to hide. I have two broads who have really visible tattoos, and one's in law school and the other's actually already a lawyer, and as far as I know, he's working in Accra, if I'm not mistaken. So the one in law school, he has a tattoo on his forearm, and the other one, who is a lawyer and is currently working, he has sleeves like this on both of his arms. It's uncommon, but it's not impossible to see, you know, lawyers or law students with tattoos.
Uy, Dean's Lister yan. Kaya it worked out, diba? Do you regret getting them when you did? Or do you wish you had waited until you were a lawyer to get them?
So I remember when I got my first tattoo, and then I came home. Sorry.
Parang I know where this is going. Go na.
So I remember when I got my first tattoo and I got home, and of course my mom and my sister saw it. Of course, they got mad, understandably, which I understand, especially looking at it now. There's a sense of regret that I got it a little too early. I got my first tattoo when I was 18 and I'm now 24, so that built up over the years. But I don't regret getting tattoos per se. I just regret the timeliness of how I got them. Perhaps it would have been a more prudent decision to get them in the future when I've already established myself in the working world and not while I was merely a student, because I will admit, from college all the way to law school, I've received like judgments from other people, and definitely that would have been avoided or mitigated if I didn't have these all over my body. That's it.
Do you plan to add to your tattoos? Like maybe fill the other arm out?
I do plan to build on my other sleeve in the future, if and when I become a lawyer and by the time I have a family. That's when I'll start building on it, because right now to me this right sleeve like represents my kind of like growing up. So I want to fill my left sleeve by the time I'm grown up.
Wow, so nice! May meaning na ganun.
Lastly, I also asked him to give a bit of advice to those of you who are thinking of getting tattoos or already have tattoos and are also planning to become lawyers.
Don't get one just yet. Of course, my situation is different because I already have a lot, and I know what it's like to have visible tattoos, and I know what it's like to be under a certain light. But for other people who might want to get tattoos which are like big and, you know, audacious, think about it first. And when I say think about it, really take a long time to think about it. You should also think about how it'll impact the way people look at you, not just your peers, but eventually, if you're not yet working, how your potential employers or bosses might see you. Professionalism plays a key role, not just in the legal world, basically for any kind of profession. A big aspect of professionalism is how you appear. And in that regard, you should really take it into careful consideration if you want to get tattoos, especially if they're a lot. Ultimately, the decision is up to you. Speaking from experience, I would advise you to hold it off for now, but you know, get them if you want. If you've decided, why not? Just take into consideration the things that I've previously discussed.
I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. Should have known better than to.
There you have it. Thanks to Pao for sharing his experiences with us. His insights as a law student with large visible tattoos definitely helped this discussion. If it makes you happy and you're willing to deal with the judgy stares and the getting stereotyped, then go for it. It all boils down to personal choice. And when you do receive those judgy stares, whether from strangers or from the people you encounter in your law practice, then just shrug it off. You know how competent you are, and no amount of tattoos, kahit from your scalp to your little toe pa yung tattoos mo, no amount of tattoos can diminish that competence. The one thing that you can and should do is to work hard and to prove to those detractors and those judgers that they were totally wrong for judging you. Parang, what? Seriously though, do it. Let their doubt and their judgment fuel your drive to prove to them the opposite. To shatter all of those silly preconceived norms of what a great lawyer does or does not look like. Because there is no such thing. Being a great lawyer has no look. So that's it, guys. If you learned from this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Please also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to hit the notification bell below so that you guys are notified of all my future uploads. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and remember, you can absolutely be whoever you want to be. Bye! Sayonara, folks. Okay, bye guys! Say bye, Pacho!